So session 28. Last time, you guys had recovered the skull of Argynvost and had first reappeared in the town of Vallaki to basically just complete pandemonium. There was an attack of wolves and werewolves and zombies crawling out of the ground, and you guys basically helped out here and there where you could, saved one of the Mardikovs from a fire in the Blue Water Inn, saved the victor of the town, acting mayor or actual mayor, I guess now, and various other things, and basically prevented mass destruction and mayhem from totally occurring. In the
I'm sure
process,
that wasn't related either, was it?
related to what?
Like anything we're doing?
I'm sure not. Somewhere in during all that chaos, the Emil, the guy that you had rescued from the dungeon, you lost track of him, but Pedalwick is still with you. And together, you guys, after making sure everyone was safe in the town, and you did confirm that Arena was missing, and she had been taken from the St. Andrew's Church a couple of nights before, actually, by two old women, apparently, who you kind of figured were Morgantha and her surviving daughter. But after getting Vlaki all squared away, the townspeople were very grateful. The Arisex stockyard, they agreed to lend you a cart so you could haul that great big-ass dragon skull back to Argynvost. And once you got there, you found basically all the revenants in the place waiting for you by the graveyard. They knew what you were trying to do, and the Vladimir, the head of the knights, was bound and determined to stop you, claiming that you were desecrating the remains of Argynvost. And so got into a great big battle, fights here and there, along with some phantom archers that Vlad summoned on top of the mansion. At a critical moment, though, you banished Vladimir to another plane, or to basically a pocket plane of the ethereal plane, which relinquished his hold over the Revenants. And at that moment, you stepped forward and tried to convince Sir Godfrey, the one that you had talked to help you, and that you weren't trying to desecrate it, you were trying to restore his remains. And since Vladimir had been banished, his hold over them was diminished, so they let you pass and bring the skull into the crypt. And with that, his remains were in their rightful place. His spirit actually finally went to rest, and the curse of Argynvost was lifted. All the revenants were able to release their undead hold on undeath, and in addition to this great big bright beacon being lit at the top of the mausoleum that illuminates the whole valley, actually, and brings hope to all in Barovia, it also gave you some pretty substantial bonuses for the remainder of your stay. So it was definitely worth it for you guys to go dig around in the castle and haul that big ass skull all the way back. So after the revenants dispersed and the remains were finally fell back into the earth, you guys were making ready to leave. You were thinking about going to the Amber Temple next, and as you're getting ready to leave, you see a lone figure approaching up the hill to the manor, leading a horse, and you see him. He looks kind of gaunt, but Rowan recognizes him actually as Casimir, who is the leader of the Dusk Elves from the Vistani encampment, and the one who, if you remember, the first time you came to Argynvost, you ran into that traveler who, I think he was a Dusk Elf as well, who you kind of found in the kitchen hiding out from all the revenants, and he said that he was going to pass along that you guys were here to Casimir, and apparently he did. So he is approaching you guys now. He is kind of tall, gaunt. He's wearing a cloak, and if you remember a little bit from his backstory, he was the head of the Dusk Elves, and from what you heard, his sister had been basically Strahd at one point had chosen her to be his bride, and Casimir was convinced that she was basically serving as his concubine. So he actually killed his sister before she could be turned into a vampire. And Strahd didn't like that too much, and sent Rahadin over to the encampment along with a whole bunch of others, and they basically slew all of the female Dusk Elves. Basically, every single female and child Dusk Elf was killed, leaving only the men, and he cut off Casimir's ears in retribution. And from that point, yeah, he's not really been fond of Casimir's not really been too fond, but in any case, it looks like he is approaching you guys now. So, what would you like to do?
Talk to him.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, he's approaching, and he looks up and he sees you guys standing there. He raises a hand and shouts a greeting and comes forward with his horse. And as he draws near, you recognize him. It's definitely Casimir, and from what you remember of him anyway. And he greets you and says, "I've heard a lot about you, and I was hoping that I would find you here, and it looks like I have. I was wondering if you would entertain providing me some assistance."
We're not bards. What kind of assistance are you looking for?
Well, from what I heard, you were actually seeking out a place known as the Amber Temple. I am actually very familiar with this place, and it's actually been a goal of mine for some time to visit this place, but it's not a journey that I could undertake on my own. For while I may be able to reach the Amber Temple, I would likely never survive within. I think that our goals may coincide here, and we could perhaps help each other out.
No thanks.
All right, see ya. Have fun storming the temple.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hang out with some hags, actually.
No.
Did you want to do that first?
I was wondering about. I mean, should we try to save Irina or what?
Well, not to mention Esmeralda.
Yeah. We keep losing all the women in this game.
Yeah.
Right.
He says, yes, that I've...
You understand.
Yes. I lost my sister. And she... After my sister died, I lived with the guilt for many years, until recently I began to be visited by her presence in my dreams, and she told me that the long years of guilt and regret from her actions had washed away all the taint of evil from her, and she now wanted to see Strahd destroyed. And she said that the key to this would be in the Amber Temple.
Well, we're definitely on our way there. We tend to not take the most direct route. It seems.
You guys? Nah. We're going to go to the Amber Temple next. No, wait, let's go chase the hags. No, yeah, he says that it's not a journey to be taken lightly, and he looks kind of over at how you're dressed, and he says certainly the garb that you have on, you would not last very long. It's a long, well, for Barovia, nothing's very far from each other in Barovia, but the Amber Temple is located atop Mount Gacchus, which is the tallest peak in Barovia, and it is cold. He says that it's the path you take is from the Raven Crossroads, which is right. Let me see, I've got the map up now. Mount Gacchus on the map is right there, So you would take the Raven Crossroads to the south, and it winds along some of the other mountains to the Tsolenka Pass, which is basically here. That's about 7 miles from the crossroads, but it's very, very rough terrain, mountainous, snowy, cold. If you did not have cold weather gear, you would likely freeze to death. After you cross, at the Tsolenka Pass, there's a guard house and a bridge which crosses the Luna River. And then you go beyond that another 5 miles, and then it leads you up to the Amber Temple. But he says if you're going to make this journey, you definitely will need to equip yourself for cold weather.
It's
Where can we do that?
Well, likely, for one thing, you still have to return the cart that you've got to the Arisek stockyard. And since they also stocked other provisions, you would likely be able to find cold weather gear there.
Okay.
And
it's about 3.3 degrees per 1,000 feet of elevation. The temperature drops.
well, I'm actually not certain what the peak of Mount Gacus is, but it definitely, you would suffer extreme cold conditions there if you were unprotected.
All right. Well, let's head back to Valaki and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and Casimir will accompany you. He actually has to drop off his horse at the encampment. They do not know that he is missing at the moment. In fact, they are not normally allowed to leave the encampment unless the Vistani give explicit instructions, like when Arabelle vanished, Luvash's daughter. But for now, nobody knows he's there, so he needs to get back with his horse, and he definitely suggests that it probably wouldn't be beneficial unless you need to carry something to bring a beast of burden up into the mountains, just because it is pretty rough traveling.
Yeah, probably a one-way ride for the peace.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He wouldn't want to leave him tethered up right outside this nasty place. He's heard it's...
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll accompany you back to Valaki. Along the way, he kind of tells you what he knows about the Amber Temple. He knows that it was originally created by a group of good-aligned wizards over 2,000 years ago as a kind of a vault to contain the evil remnants of dead malevolent entities, and also to house ancient forbidden knowledge. The wizards dedicated themselves to guarding the temple from any evil creatures who would want to obtain or use the secrets of it. But the evil they actually contained within the temple itself corrupted them, causing them to turn against each other. And after they turned against each other, basically they all died. And since then, the temple has largely been shunned, except for a few brave souls or evil archmages who would venture there, occasionally seeking treasure or forbidden knowledge. But usually they did not return. In Casimir's researches, really only Strahd himself and perhaps Rahadin had been rumored to have returned from the temple alive or undead, depending on who you're talking about. But yeah, it's not a friendly place, and but he thinks that somewhere in there is the key to defeating Strahd. And for that, he hopes that through something that he finds there, he may be able to free his sister's tormented soul.
So what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so you guys head back to Valaki. Casimir leaves you guys at the turn off to the Vistani encampment, and to return his horse and to try and kind of check in, so to speak, so nobody knows he's missing. Meanwhile, you guys, are you going to make for the Arisek stockyard, I assume?
Yeah, return the wagon and I guess buy some stuff.
Okay. They are indeed still glad, that you returned their wagon, and still glad that you helped save the town and defend the town before. So if you remember, prices in Valaki normally are vastly inflated. The place in Barovia was like 10 times Player's Handbook prices, and Arisex was normally like 5 times. But they will basically give you guys a cut rate of any goods you want to buy for basically just twice the normal rate of the player's handbook.
Yeah, well,
Nice.
I gave away most of my money, so I can't afford anything.
God damn it! Why'd you give it all away?
I have never used it. So I'm gonna need. I don't need some scratch, man.
Well,
I got
You guys
tons of
have-
money.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys were pretty flush with cash
Yeah.
last time. You were
I
throwing
still have
gold pieces
50.
around to people, like tipping. Here, take a gold. Here, take a platinum piece. Yeah.
Yeah,
More
I still
money
have
than-
50 platinum, so I'm
I
happy
still have
to chip in.
60. Yeah.
Well, and the place doesn't
I-
have anything that's worth more than 25 gold. Period. So.
Oh, yeah, I
But-
got a lot of stuff.
So we're looking for warm weather gear then, right?
Yeah.
Well, cold weather gear, yeah.
Sorry, cold weather gear. Yes. I want
Break
tank
out the
tops
beach
and shorts.
shorts.
Yeah,
Do you have
I'll
some
take the
sandals?
blue speedo.
I'm gonna show what a man I really am. Yeah. So anything in the player's handbook under 25 gold, you could basically get, and it would just be normal, twice normal price. They don't really have cold weather gear listed in the player's handbook, so it would basically cost the same as a traveler's outfit. So basically 4 gold.
Oh, I can afford that.
Yeah, it's not terribly expensive. But if you wanted any other gear, I mean, you're going to be in the mountains, so if there's anything you want to take for that,
How about some
Yeah, I'm
pitons,
looking.
pitons and some rope?
Yep, rope. You can get the hemp or silk rope. It would be 20 gold for silk. It'd be 2 gold for hemp. That's 50 feet.
Is one any stronger than the other as far as being against
One's
like
lighter.
a brace
Yeah,
of rocks
It's
or
a matter
anything?
it's really more a matter of how heavy it is.
Okay, go for the good one then.
Okay, yeah, it's. I believe it's.
Somebody adding all this up.
Oh, I just took my own money out for the cold weather clothes.
Okay, because I mean I
got 2 gold pieces left.
have 222, so
I have 50 platinum.
Yeah, I just bought clothes. I don't need rope. I already
They
have
probably
one,
couldn't
so-
even break a platinum piece. Well, apart from physically breaking it. But they don't. Well, they would probably be able to give you some change if you bought enough. But yeah, the rope is basically it's 10 pounds for hemp and 5 pounds for silk. So it's really more a matter of if whoever's
Weight,
carrying it,
right.
you have to carry the weight.
all right. So who all has rope?
I have
do.
rope.
And you do. So we have 100 feet of rope.
I bought some, yeah.
Oh, you
And then-
bought some too, so we have 150 feet of rope.
And I
Okay.
bought some pitons.
Get a rope.
Yeah, those are cheap. They're like 10 copper, so like a silver piece each.
Grappling hook.
That should be there. Yeah, that's 2
4
gold.
gold.
Yeah, 4 gold. Sorry.
Did you grab a hammer for with your pitons?
Oh, I did not.
He uses his fists. He's a monk, man. Doesn't mess with
yeah, I
those
suppose.
hammers.
Oh, that's true. Can I be my fist? My fist would be the
I would
Right.
think, actually at this point you probably do that just to impress people. If you're doing that amount
Part
of if
of
you're
his
doing that amount of
training as a
damage,
monk.
yeah. Instead of karate chopping through boards, he just slams pitons into rock with his bare hands. Yeah, but otherwise you could get a hammer obviously would be useful too. If you there's spikes, iron spikes. If you need that for anything, they're pretty heavy. But you probably, based on the distance, he said that the terrain was, you'd basically be moving at about 2/3 your normal rate once you get up into the mountains because it's
Yeah.
so slippery. You have to be more careful. But it's still not so far that you couldn't probably make the journey in a day unless you had to camp for some other reason.
Like getting attacked by zombies.
But it is going to be really cold at night up there.
All right.
Don't use
So
all your horses, right?
What
no,
about
we're
your-
not taking them.
We're not.
No.
Um,
He recommended not taking them.
unless there's something you need to transport, it wouldn't give you any faster speed. It would just be another thing to worry about. And you weren't sure what you would do with them once you got there either.
So if we buy like a blanket, is there a cold weather blanket or something that's better, or do we need two of them, or what?
For you guys, I mean, your blankets, you'd probably, if you just bought an additional blanket, that would probably keep you warm enough if you wanted to roll up. But a bedroll and a blanket would still be pretty cold. You'd probably want a tent of some sort.
Okay,
You can
I'll
get
buy a tent.
that's a two-person tent is 4 gold. That's an
So
additional.
we need 3 of them.
Yeah, and they're 20 pounds apiece.
Well, that dude can carry one.
Who's that?
I'm at my limit for weight. I don't want to. I don't know. Yeah.
The elf guy.
Well, he's not
I mean,
with you.
I know, but I'll buy it now, and he's gonna meet us, right?
Oh yeah, I should say you guys would have arranged to meet him somewhere after he was done. Where did you want to link up? He obviously wanted to be out of sight of the Vistani encampment when he met you, but anywhere up to the Raven Crossroads, which would be again right here.
We can meet him at the Raven Crossroads. That's
Okay.
fine. So I bought a tent.
Okay.
Yeah, I got one. Well, we're gonna need 3, right? We have 5 people. Can we fit 3 people in one tent?
If you really, they're 2-person tents. Yeah, if you really crammed in there, maybe it'd be really. You wouldn't be able to store any of your gear in it though.
Well, I guess he has a tent then. Hopefully, we have 2. We have our party covered.
And technically, Petalwick is still with you, but he doesn't really need the cold. Wouldn't really affect him as far as you're aware. Anyway, he's a construct.
I mean, he doesn't sleep or anything anyway, right?
No. While you guys have rested, you've never really seen him stop. I mean, he doesn't change his appearance at all, so it's not like he closes his eyes or anything.
I kind of picture him as that beady guy from Buck Rogers.
Cheeky? Oh no, he's
Tweaky.
Remember?
Tweaky.
Tweaky, yeah.
Now, Petalwick's a lot. Actually, he's a little bit creepy. I think you guys can see his picture, but
Alright, yeah. He's like a jester.
Yeah, he's dressed like a jester.
Yeah.
He's like a Chucky jester.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. He is. He's
Yeah.
Chucky.
He's a bride of Chucky.
So what else do we need? What about like fire starting stuff?
Tinder
they
flame.
have-
I have a tinderbox.
You? Okay.
As a cleric of light, I would think you should be able to start a fire.
Yeah.
Probably.
And we got a guy who can cast fireball, don't we?
Fireball!
Yep.
Boom!
Yeah, I can cast Firebolt.
Dave's the guy at
That
at the
starts stuff
barbecue
on
who
fire.
likes to like spray gasoline on the or lighter fluid on the gas grill.
Actually, we do this song, and the guys always introduce it as our drummer's 2 favorite boys as a child. It's called Gasoline and Matches.
Yeah. Pyro. So yeah, a tinderbox you guys probably wouldn't need. Anything else would be pretty much discretion and just in things if you want to pick up that you hadn't yet picked up.
Yeah.
I sold my tinderbox to him for free.
Okay.
That way I don't have to carry it around anymore.
Yeah, otherwise, I mean, there's lots of other things you could get, but you're not sure what you would need specifically, so. But for mountain travel, you'd be pretty well equipped. There's a climber's kit that you can get, but that's just under the gold piece limit. But I'm not sure if you'd even be... Actually, let's see. Climber's kit actually includes special pitons, boot tips, gloves, and a harness. So you can use the climber's kit as an action to anchor yourself. When you do, you can't fall more than 25 feet from a point where you anchored yourself.
Sounds like a good idea. Is that something we should each have, or no?
Well, it would be obviously it can be used by one person at a time, so
Right.
it would just be if you
Yeah.
wanted someone to do some climbing up in an area that would otherwise be inaccessible. If you all wanted it to do that, you would all need to get it, or each need to get
I'm
it.
fine.
I'll take that.
You're to be
I tend
overweight soon.
Yeah, that's
I
fairly
tend-
heavy too.
I tend to fall off of stuff.
Yeah, that's another 12 pounds. So
Yeah, that's another 12 on top of the 20 of the tent.
Well, somebody else can carry the tent.
And I mean, if you want to try and find a pony or something to take along to carry some of this stuff, you could certainly do that. It's, again, just another thing. You got to feed him and water him and make sure he stays warm. You'd have to get blankets and stuff for him and everything. You could equip him against the cold. I mean, you can get like a blanket and make sure he's wrapped up. And it'd probably not be a great idea to take a horse up there because of the mountainous terrain, but a pony would probably be able to make it.
Or about a goat? Or a donkey?
Donkey, yeah, you could do that too.
Or a mule.
Yeah, a donkey or a mule has a greater carrying capacity. They can carry up to 420 pounds. So.
What if we hire a Barovian?
Yeah.
How much can they carry?
Yeah, sure. Let's get some Sherpas.
Not as much as you guys, we'll say that. Most Barovians aren't nearly as well fed as you, not to mention not having class levels and so forth.
What if we, like, is there a guide that we could hire that would like come with us and then like stay with the animal?
Oh, you mean instead of Casimir? Well, you wouldn't be able to find. I mean, if you want to spend time looking, you can, but you probably wouldn't be able to find anyone in the amount of time that you just planned on. You were just going to make a quick stop at the store. And
yeah,
if you're
let's just get out of here.
Money talks, man.
Yes. Yeah, you would not likely find anyone willing to go up to the Emperor Temple with you in Vallaki. Besides,
not even for 50 platinum pieces.
Most people wouldn't believe you when you said you had 50 platinum pieces.
390 in my bag.
In any case, it would take too long for you to find someone before.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
So you gather up your stuff. You're not going to go with a pony or a donkey or anything. You're just going to hoof it yourself. Okay. So you head back out of town, head towards the Raven's Pass, the Raven Crossroads, and you get there. You don't see any sign of Casimir. It's around the time that you guys said you would meet him. You wait around for probably about an hour, and he's still not there. It's now starting to get close to, like, say, midday or so.
I mean, he was from here, right?
He actually was the leader of the Dusk Elves at the Vistani encampment, just outside of Vallaki.
Should we go to the encampment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's head that way, because we know he'll be coming from there if he meets up with us.
Okay. So you double back, head back along the road. Let me just see if any critters come across your path. You've been working along. No, you hear some wolves howling off in the distance, but they don't draw near you. So you get back to the Vistani encampment, and it approaches via a road that turns off the old Svalich road. It's getting close to probably about 1:30 or so, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, from what you can tell. So it's still daylight, but you approach from the north, which on this map is kind of backwards. I'm just going to put you back over here on the Vistani camp map, and you guys would be you'd be approaching from the east. This map's always confusing, but you guys are entering at the bottom.
Oh, we're entering at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like before. And you see the house at the bottom, which is where the Dusk Elves live in these houses. There are 3 bodies laying in front of that house.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Do any of them look like him?
Do you approach them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And are you attempting to make any attempt to be quiet or concealed? You do see some activity and figures moving around at the top of the hill.
No,
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not. I mean, you guys are.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So you head back up there. Okay. All right. Yeah, those Vistani were completely ignorant and missed you. So you approach the bodies. You see that there are 3 dusk elves that are laying dead, and their throats have been cut.
Is that a door there?
It is.
I'm gonna open it.
Okay. That is a standard one of the Dusk Elves place. Let me just see what it looks like here. Okay, that wouldn't happen because those 3 guys are dead. It looks like it's residence, which I'm not sure. You guys actually haven't been in this place before, in one of these hovels, but it's just basically a standard residence. It's empty at the moment, and where is my reveal? Here we go. It's just basically kind of a little entryway there, then a table and chair and some other places. It's very meager surroundings, but you can see little touches of artisanship. I mean, they're elves, and they have a little bit more appreciation for the finer qualities of art than the Vistani. The Vistani tend more towards kind of gaudy and loud decoration. The Dusk Elves definitely would have more refined taste, if you want to call it that. But everything's modest and obviously made with homemade materials, and there's nothing exotic or rich about any of the.
It's more like a tiny house and not Ted Kaczynski's shack, right?
Yes, definitely. You do see some just little hints here and there that this actually might be Casimir's cabin or hovel. Just clues. Set of
So
ears
what I
on the mantle.
remember,
You just looked in there, right?
I mean, I
Drugs?
opened it. I didn't go in.
Yeah.
I just opened it and looked in. But there's no one in there.
But we see those people up like on the hill. Right?
You see some figures moving around the
By
encampment.
the tent.
Yeah, by the central tent.
Here, I'll move myself over
I
here.
think we should get up there then.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go up there. And what do I remember about why the Dusk Elves were with the Vistani?
You can make an insight check, and we'll see how much you guys remember.
Yeah. Nothing.
He has no insight.
They're different races?
Why are they together if they're different? I don't understand.
Okay, Rowan remembers, in fact, a lot more. In fact, he was there, and he briefly saw Casimir when he was actually possessing, or actually he might have even, no, that's when he was possessing Aragal. But what you remember is that the Dusk Elves of old were ancient enemies of Strahd, and they fought, and they were basically on the verge of extinction, being killed off by Strahd's armies, and they surrendered. So Strahd basically took them and made them live in the valley of Barovia under the watchful eye of the Vistani. So the Vistani are kind of like the wardens of the Dusk Elves, and the Dusk Elves don't have the freedom like the Vistani do to leave Barovia. They're stuck here like everybody else. And they pretty much can't do anything without the Vistani's permission. So they're kind of an underclass because
concentration camp type thing.
Essentially, yes. You got the impression that the relationship may have been less strained back in the day, but lately it doesn't seem like it was going all that well. But they're still, at least they were helping out the Vistani when they were looking for Arabelle. And it looked like you could tell that Arabelle had a very close relationship with Casimir.
So Now, don't the Vistani like hate us right now too?
You haven't encountered any Vistani since you killed Aragol.
Okay.
But you definitely get that impression that you've
Warnard are welcome.
Yeah, they you haven't again tried to actually talk to them or anything, but you definitely made enemies with of the Vistani for what you did to Aragol and the other Vistani that were with him.
What should we? I mean, did we identify this guy yet?
He's the three bodies. The three Dusk Elves that are laying there are not. Casimir's not among them.
Okay.
And they definitely look like they were killed recently, like very recently.
Okay, that's what I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, the blood is still relatively within the last few hours, anyway.
Should we go up and ask what the hell happened?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you approaching, and from what direction?
From just over here.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up.
So you're just gonna march right up into the camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then definitely the Vistanis, who seem to be positioned around outside as kind of guards, see you, and one of them takes out a whistle and blows on it. And the other Vistani kind of move slightly out of the way as you approach. They do not speak to you, but they watch you as you approach, and you see them kind of all gather around here as you come up, and they basically kind of fall in behind you if you start walking up towards the front of the tent.
Well,
go ahead.
I think we would, as we get closer, we would, ask them what's happening here.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
Okay, you don't recognize any of the Vistani by sight, and if you just pick one at random to talk to, he just kind of stares at you in a pretty cold way, but he does not reply.
I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at the ground in front of him.
Oh.
Not at him, just a warning shot.
Okay,
let's escalate.
All right,
if they're not gonna talk, then I'm not gonna talk.
All right. So you actually cast a firebolt. He actually was not expecting that, but you don't actually target him. You target the ground in front of him.
No, I just want to shoot it at the ground, just in his general direction. I don't want to hit anyone or anything.
Okay.
Just to spook him.
All right.
And then I'll ask him again. What the hell's going on here?
He looks at you for a long time, Jugs. Again, not saying anything, and he turns to Rowan and says, "You go into tent now."
All right. I'll move up and I'll walk right. I mean, are these beasts still there?
Yeah, these horses are still tied up.
All right. I'll walk along like the inside and go around them and then to there and get to the tent.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm gonna stand here and stare at him.
Were we all supposed to go into the tent, or was that just for me?
I don't know. He looked at you, so I ain't going anywhere.
Right. Well, he's indicating all of you should go in.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll go in. Why are you damaged, Ron?
I don't know.
Well,
were we all healed up?
It's been days.
Okay.
I don't know if you've had a long rest since.
We could stab you if that would help.
You would have at least had a short rest, that's for sure. But you haven't taken a long rest since you battled the Revenants, so.
Yeah, we fought the Revenants, and then I think took a short rest, and that's when that guy showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have been damaged still from that.
Yeah.
Or maybe we did take a long. Did we try to take a long rest?
I could have sworn we took a long rest.
Yeah. If so,
because
then...
you guys were all really hurt.
Yeah.
So I thought we needed to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you guys probably would have taken a long rest after that battle because it got pretty hairy there for a while.
Yeah.
So you should be at max, I would think.
Okay.
So in any case, yeah. So you go in, and again, these other Vistani kind of fall in around the tent behind you, and inside the tent, you see in the middle, chained to the center post, is Casimir, who's unconscious, and standing in front of him is Luvash, and he's actually waiting for you. And
That's
he
the
sees
guy that didn't believe me, right?
Yes, that's Arabelle's father,
Yeah.
Aragal's brother, who you killed, and he sees you, and he says, "So you have returned. Can you explain your actions at the murder of my brother?"
He attacked us. We were defending ourselves.
You were defending yourselves, and you actually expect me to believe that Aragal attacked you? He was sent out with instructions to retrieve the Vistani traitor.
And we told him not to.
He was explicitly instructed not to attack you.
Well, and he screwed up.
Yeah.
Okay, make a bluff check.
He had a hot temper.
Or deception.
I don't know what to tell you.
What would a bluff check be?
Deception.
Intimidation? Could I make an intimidation check?
No, probably deception, right?
Yeah, deception.
Yeah, but can I try intimidation instead of deception?
Well, you're saying basically you're claiming that he attacked you when actually you attacked him. They were leaving.
Can I roll it?
They were leaving, and you attacked them.
Can I roll it?
Well, technically, Esmeralda attacked them, and
yes,
you guys joined.
Esmeralda attacked them.
Yeah.
But you joined in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because she had a dislike towards them.
Yeah, we told her not to, and she doesn't listen well.
Well, she's not here.
So what are you going to try and do? It sounds like some of you. It sounds like Rowan, you're trying to be persuasive, and it sounds like I don't know, Clytus, you're trying to be more intimidating.
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you both? Okay, so what about you, Adrian? You're just kind of standing quietly off to the side, or?
I don't know what the hell's going on, so I'm going to stand there.
Yeah.
I have no dog in this fight. How about you, Jugs?
Basically, I would say that, we had this other woman with us that we had met. I forget where we met her, but he
Which
might
is the
even
girl.
be familiar, Esmeralda.
Well, that's who he was sent to get, was Esmeralda, so they know that we were with Esmeralda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, and so she started the battle, and throughout the battle, that all occurred, and
she started the battle, and they attacked us because we were with her. Is what I
Right.
said.
So.
All right, so
you want me to make a persuasion check?
Yeah, Rowan, you make a persuasion check. Jugs, you make a deception check. And Clytus, what are you trying to do that's intimidating specifically?
Well, I basically want to tell them that he's mistaken, and that they were the aggressor, and that that we were just protecting innocent people.
But you're going to try and do it in more of an intimidating way than a persuasive way? Okay.
Like, you don't want to be asking this question, buddy.
Okay. All right, so you can go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Don't worry, I can't deceive a rock.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Rowan and Clytus, you guys are respectively persuasive and intimidating. But Jugs, you pretty much, he flat out doesn't believe you when you say that.
I made 2 rolls today, a 2 and a 1. Good lord.
I'm getting my connection has been interrupted. Error.
I still see you.
Yeah, you seem fine. I mean, you're a little laggy, but...
Yeah, green on here. For roll
Okay.
20? You mean for roll 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on my side. It looks
Yeah,
Yeah.
clean
No.
connection.
Okay.
Did you
gonna
see
try.
your roll? You got a 15 if you didn't see it.
Yeah, mine came, but Tim's didn't right away. But then now it's there, so I think I'm okay.
Okay, so Luvash kind of looks you guys over and says, "This is not acceptable. You will answer to Strahd." And he snaps his fingers, and the Vistanis move towards you.
I say, correction, Strahd will answer to us.
And we're going to roll initiative. Okay. Shoot. I suppose you guys want me to
Pick a
do
square.
individual initiatives for all these guys?
Yeah,
Sure.
probably.
What's the hardest for you?
Well, yeah, hang on. You sure you want me to
Whatever's
do...
harder for you.
You want me to do initiative for all these guys?
How many are there?
How many? Yeah.
Did you not see?
Oh my god. I don't know, maybe groups of 3 or something.
Yeah, let's see.
They just surrendered.
Remember when you said we couldn't TPK?
Or if you just move them all in one like general area, you can keep them as one,
Hang on.
and then I'll fireball them,
Yeah.
and that'll help.
All right, so... Yeah, that's just going to be a mess. I'll just kind of generally move a third of them at a time. I'll have 3 guys.
You got them numbered, right?
No, I do not.
Oh.
But what I'll do is I'll just have like...
When the DM doubted our ability to TPK.
I wasn't selected, evidently.
Prove you wrong.
Alright, so I'll just make 3 of these guys.
So those guys off on the far left aren't real?
No,
Those
they're
are
kind of
just
representative.
placeholders?
Those will be the initiative
Okay.
placeholders. And I'll move
Okay.
like a third of them at a time. Like... Alright. So we'll just add these. Okay. They're not going anytime soon anyway. And Luvash himself will also. Okay. Are you guys on the initiative ranks? Oh, Piddlix.
My token wasn't selected, so you gotta add me.
Alright, hang on. I gotta
I
get...
had an 11.
Yeah, Piddlewick would have been with you too.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's sort these. Descending. Looks like... Alright, so the first group of Vistanis come up, and they are going to attempt to grab Piddlewick. Okay, one of them manages to grapple Piddlewick. The other guy moves up and assists him. This guy stands up, or moves up, and he's going to try and grapple with you, Jugs.
I'm gonna kick him instead.
Okay, well, it's basically makes a attack. Oh, he rolled a natural 1, so never mind. And
right.
this guy is going to come up to Clytus.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a 3, so that's pretty ineffectual. These guys move out of the wagon and move up to here. Nope, he's not there.
Man, oh man.
And this guy comes out of the wagon and moves up to there. And that's them. Jugs is up.
Well, the first question I have is how big is this tent?
It'd be about 20, 30, 40 feet in diameter, roughly. More like 35 with the insets.
Okay.
At the base, then it tapers, obviously, at the top.
I'm gonna move down to there. With the opportunity for 2
For the
attacks.
just one attack.
Or
Yeah, you only
just
left
one attack?
Yeah, the guy who was to north of Clyde. Oh, actually, yes. I'm sorry. I was looking at Clytus. Yes,
Yeah.
he would get 2 opportunity attacks. Let's see. Where the hell is he? All right, here we go. Took me a minute. So he tried to hit you with a scimitar, and 15. Does that hit you?
That's my armor class.
Okay, so he did hit you with a scimitar. You take 5 slashing damage from that. The other guy... Oh, geez. Yeah, you got a 22, so that definitely hits you. And you take 7 slashing from that.
Alright.
But you are able to move to that location.
Then I'm gonna haste Adrin and Clytus.
Okay. Adrin and Clytus are hasted. The battle now begins in earnest. Rowan.
Don't be hasty.
All right, I'm going to cast everyone's favorite spell.
Now, keep in mind, you really can't see all these other guys. You did hear
Yeah.
activity out there, but you can only see the guys that are actually right outside the entrance.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna cast that in that square.
Okay.
So 15-foot circle from that C. If you want to make your little ball thing.
Don't they surround you?
They surround you, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different one then. Hang on. All right. Well, I'll move there then. So,
Okay, so you're going to move there and cast the spell?
yeah.
Okay.
Should probably pick a square.
Yeah, you're right in the middle.
Yeah.
30 foot. "15 feet from you, right?"
Yep. And of course, all my compatriots are unaffected.
Okay. How many can you choose?
Yeah, 6.
6. Okay, so I'm assuming you're going to include Casimir in that as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so in your initial thing, it looks like that would affect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And they all need to make... what kind of
Wisdom,
Wisdom.
DC 15.
Failed. And 20 is the damage. Radiant. Okay, so you killed one.
Oh yeah. Go boy.
Killed another one. Killed another one. Killed another one.
Jesus.
And killed another one. Your spirit guardians basically rip all these guys limb from limb. And
What about the guy in the middle?
oh, Luvash, he needs to save as well.
Yep, that guy.
He made his save. Successfully takes half, so he takes 10. Okay, so he's damaged but not killed. Wow. Okay. So yeah, you're.
I mean, gonna include Piddlewick as well.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so Petalwick, it's hard for you guys to see. Clytus, you can see what he's doing. He turns towards one of the other Vistani who's outside the tent. After the one that was holding him grappled is dead, so he's no longer grappled. But he doesn't move anyway. He just turns his head, fires a dart out of his mouth at that Vistani, and that Vistani like goes falls over to the ground dead as a stone.
Yay!
Edrin.
Thanks, Piddlewick.
So this guy in the middle here, that's the bad guy, right?
That's Luvash. He's the head of the Vistani at this encampment, anyway.
He's
Go
the bad guy.
around.
You want to kick his ass, right?
Yes.
Head of the snake.
Go around to get advantage.
I'm going around.
I mean,
I move 50 so I get there. And then I'm going to punch the shit out of him.
All right. Shit punching time.
Or not.
I wouldn't kill him then.
Let's see what his AC is. His AC, he's got studded leather. He's got an AC of 15. So actually, first missed, but the second two hit.
Well, actually, I rolled the wrong thing. I was supposed to use my magic short sword. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You can re-roll a different attack if you wish. All right, then yeah. Two hits on the
All of them hit.
2 hits. Well, no, third one. Oh, you've got advantage, so you can
He's
take.
got advantage.
Yep. So yes, all 3 hit.
30 damage.
Just for fun, I'm going to spend a key point and get one more whack at him.
That does not hit. Oh, he's got advantage. I keep forgetting.
18, yep.
So 38.
38.
38.
Ouch. Okay, so you just slash and hack across his armor, and you definitely severely damage him, but he's still standing. All right, so let me get these dead Vistani out of the way here. Clear the battlefield of the debris. Oops, I don't want to move Clytus. Hang on. I'm not dead yet.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so we've got, let's see, the ones up on top already went, so we've got these guys come running. Oh, kids come running for the great taste of adventures. Yeah, and they see these spirit guardians. They're going to stay outside that circle for sure.
And all the bodies.
Yeah, the bodies don't help either.
I'm going to go running after them fuckers.
Yeah, they're all coming up.
It's gonna be chasing him with these guardians flying around him.
All right, so
Come here!
those guys. All right, Clytus is up.
Okay, so who is this guy?
That's Luvash. That's,
our
or
friend.
excuse me, that's Casimir.
Okay.
He's unconscious on the ground.
And he's still alive, though?
You haven't checked. He looks like he's been badly beaten.
Okay, but this guy?
Luvash is, yes.
Definitely Luvash has been wounded.
But he's not dead.
Nope.
So I'm going to go up and... I can't really flank him, can I?
No.
Jugs is flanking, but...
Alright, well, I can go up and beat on him. Which is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, because you said this guy's unconscious, right?
Right, he's not providing
Yeah,
flanking.
okay.
Well,
Doesn't matter,
21 out of
both-
25 is fine.
Yeah, both of those hit easily.
Get an extra. Yep. You get an extra attack though.
I do?
Yeah,
Haste.
From haste.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Hasted. Yeah.
One more.
Wow.
And a
Holy
27. Jesus.
Fuck.
112 and all the rest of your rolls were over 20.
44 points of damage. Holy crap.
Okay, Clytus, you chop his head off with your axe. The axe
Damn
basically embeds
That's a great
itself
sword.
in the
Never
tent. If you want to slice the middle of the tent up, you can certainly continue your thrust and do so, because his head just went spiraling up and landed in one of the campfires.
I would not bring the tent down.
We're all
I'd prefer if you didn't. Please.
Yeah, so his body is basically kind of held up by this thin slice of grizzle by his axe. And as soon as you
I'd
pull
say,
your axe out of the tent, out of this peg, it just collapses to the ground, spouting blood everywhere.
I yell, "That's for Esmeralda."
Okay, so you've killed the Luvash brothers. Now, holy shit. Okay. He's not going to do anything. He's dead.
He didn't even get a turn.
He did not even get the chance to act.
Well, now I can play dead.
Yeah.
The Vistani start to crowd in, and at that moment, you hear a child's voice at the edge of the encampment shriek, "Father!" And you all kind of turn, and you see Arabelle, who's Luvash's daughter, who Rowan rescued, and she's just holding her head in her hands and just screaming. She apparently just witnessed what you did to her father.
Aww.
How did she see that?
Yeah, where is she?
Oh, I don't have a token for her. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't even know she was there. Jeez.
Yeah, he wouldn't have
Way to
done
tug
that.
on our heartstrings like
Yes.
that.
No, we're still killing the bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was just coming out of the. I mean, this is on the Vistani Bandits 1 initiative point. That's where she was coming out and saw this happening. Basically, she probably didn't see the actual decapitation, but she saw her father's body falling on the ground.
She
Well,
sees this
life is
body.
hard.
Yeah, and she falls to her knees, and she's continuing to scream. I need you guys to you feel this sudden enormous pulse of something come from her. It's kind of like psychic energy.
Yeah.
Damn
and
it.
you guys need to make wisdom saving throws.
Everybody gets a +2 on their saving throw who's within 10 feet of me.
Oh my god.
So I got 12.
I'm gonna use my Tides of Chaos to get advantage.
I'm going to use my inspiration
Okay.
to get advantage.
All right.
All right, well, if everybody within 10 feet of me got a
I can't
+2.
believe out of all of you guys, the monk got the lowest wisdom save. Usually
I got
he's
12.
Usually the guy it's like I don't even bother asking for wisdom saves for. Everyone else, if you're using your advantage or whatever, you
I
can
put
make
my
a save.
symbol for Tides of Chaos for you.
Okay.
I
And
think mine's
if
okay.
yeah, so if you made your save, you will take.
What's the number?
What's the
I'm
number?
sorry, DC is 15.
Oh, yeah.
If you make your save, you take half of this in subdual damage.
That's great.
Every single Vistani in the encampment falls to the ground.
Dies.
You're not
good.
sure if they're dead, but there's like blood running out of their ears and eyes. And you guys just feel this enormous concussion in your head. Like basically someone grabbed your head and squeezed it in a vice. You managed to shake it off. Adrin, you're hit more than the others, but you're, I'm assuming, not knocked dead.
So how do I... So, is that different
It's just
than
normal
regular
damage.
damage?
It's normal damage, and if you drop, then you're not dead. You're just
Right,
unconscious.
It's non-lethal. So
Right.
I'm down to 40 then.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah,
No.
You'd
Yeah.
take half, so you'd take 22.
Right.
Oh, okay. Alright.
But all the Vistani are laying on the ground. Besides, well, actually, all of the Vistani, including her.
Yeah.
She actually collapsed to the ground herself too. And
Does
is
that
not
do
moving.
anything? Or well, no, our friend there doesn't die from it.
No, he was unconscious. But
Yeah,
oh, actually, well, it was subdual damage. It wouldn't have
it's
killed him.
subdual.
Yeah, he was already unconscious. So, but you do see blood running out of the corner of his eye too. So.
I have to use the restroom.
All right.
So, yeah, so all these guys are pretty much, at the moment anyway, out of the picture.
Loot that guy that would cut his head off.
Loot the bodies. He's got
Holy crap!
He's got a scimitar and a dagger and studded leather armor.
I'm gonna go check some of these guys who are knocked down. Are they dead or are they just knocked out?
It looks like they are unconscious.
All right, I'm gonna start tying them up
Okay.
and gathering them all inside the tent.
All right, you're gonna run out of rope before you tie all these guys up.
They
Is
don't
any
have rope
here?
there.
They don't have rope?
Well, not on them. No, you haven't searched any of the.
I'm gonna look in their campers or whatever we're calling them.
Okay.
RVs.
So you're gonna spend time searching all the different wagons and everything.
I just want to look for rope. Can I just like swing the door open, see if I see rope, and move on?
Yeah, but
So-
there's a ton of
Search.
wagons. There's at least.
As we're
Yeah.
walking around, I'm asking, why are we staying here?
Yeah, I don't know. F it, and then I'm just gonna walk away.
Yeah, there are 12 wagons, so I mean, searching them for rope would take a long time.
I'll swing open one, see if I see rope, and then if not, then Adrian convinced me to not care.
And I'm just gonna gather all of the rest of Vistani inside. I'm gonna drag them into the tent,
Okay. Which
even
of
if we
the
can't tie them up.
wagons were you searching, Jugs?
I'm gonna go to the closest one there.
Okay.
Did you see the ping?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That looks like it's just a residence. No rope in there.
All right, good enough.
Okay. No other wagons you're going to search?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to wait for Dave to come back.
I think he should start. I think he should walk around with his Tides of Chaos, whatever they has up, and just and walk and kill everybody.
Cast spells and see what happens.
Well,
Oh no! Oh, you mean
My
rowing?
spirit
Rowing.
guardian. That's what I was planning on
Walk
doing.
around and kill everybody.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. If you leave your spirit guardians up, there's no way that Clytus is going to be able to get those guys in the tent because he'd have to pull them through that.
Yeah.
Who's? Well, I was gone. What's going on?
Well, okay.
Unless you want to kill everybody.
Do you?
Do you want to kill everyone? Yes or no?
Me personally?
Yes, you. This is on you right now.
You can walk around and kill everybody just by walking around.
You have your spirit guardians up. Is everyone dying, or are you putting it down?
I mean, I can put it down if you want me to put it down.
It's your choice.
I mean, what are you guys trying to do?
I opened an RV and looked for rope.
And I asked, why are we staying hanging around?
Well, we wanted to find out what happened to our buddy.
Yeah.
Clytus was going to try and tie them up, but you don't have enough rope for that, so he's going to try and drag them into the tent. And the party is split in opinion on what should be done with all these bodies of unconscious Vistani.
And they're not dead?
No.
That we can tell. They're just unconscious.
Clytus
Yes.
looked at them and they're unconscious.
Yeah.
But as of
Well,
right now, you still have your
I
spirit
think we
guardian.
should get them all together, because if we do that, I mean, we have control of the situation.
I'm still questioning, why are we even here? Grab the guy that we like and move on.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm with
No,
Adrian.
exactly.
Heal him and let's go.
Yeah. All right, I'll drop my thing and we can do that.
Okay.
All right.
So, amazingly, you actually didn't kill any of the horses.
Yeah.
You positioned that perfectly so that none of the horses were harmed.
Would
all
the
right.
horses be unconscious too?
No, they were not. Oh no, the horse. No, actually, interestingly, they didn't seem to react at all.
Oh.
But she also is still unconscious. Dave, I don't know if you caught that, but she fell unconscious as well.
Yeah, I think that was right before I left. Where is she in all this chaos?
She was basically right
you-
there. I didn't have a token for her.
Okay, right. Well, I don't think we should take her. Do you guys?
Nope.
Yeah.
No, just heal
No.
that guy and let's get out of here.
Right.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
you
he's
gonna touch
unconscious
him?
too.
Are you gonna do your lay of hands thing, or do you want me to spell
Oh,
him?
sure.
I don't have anything, so
I'll hit him for 15 points of health
Okay.
with my laying on hands. That'll give me.
Yes, that will restore him to consciousness.
That'll give me 25 left, I think.
So he kind of opens his eyes and like looks around, rubs the blood off, and looks at his fingers, and then he sees you guys and sees the headless body of Luvash like laying next to him on the ground, and he's like, "Oh my god,
Fuck.
what's happened
what the
here?"
hell?
Yeah, he
Titus's axe slipped.
slipped.
Let's
I say
go.
if you side with Strahd, you die. That's how it works from now on.
Quite apparently. Oh my god. Did you kill every
All I
Vistani
say
in this
is
camp?
let's go, and I'm gonna start walking
Yeah.
away.
You weren't at the meeting place, so we came to look for you, and we walked into all this chaos, and you're tied up here. So,
He kind of gets to his feet and looks down, kind of looks around at the Vistani, and then looks again at Luvash's headless body, and he spits on it, and he says, "They killed all of my kinsmen. I am the last surviving Dusk Elf in Barovia." And so he,
Well, they're all unconscious.
they're all unconscious. You can do the rest of them if you want.
he considers this for a moment, and then turns away and says, "Let's just leave."
Alright.
Alright. So, the subdual damage is normal. Does it go away after a while, or is it just?
Under normal circumstances, if you're brought below 0 hit points, it's basically like D4 hours before you wake up again. So, yeah, you guys, if you leave right away, you won't have to really worry about them waking up on you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Wow.
Adrian and I are walking away.
Okay, yes, and Casimir is definitely going to follow you. Not much time has elapsed. It's still only about
Right.
4 in the afternoon or 3 in the afternoon or so. But he says that if you guys were to leave now, you probably wouldn't reach the Amber Temple till after dark. And he's not sure that's a good idea. It might be better to hold
Should
up
we rest
somewhere.
here?
He
Not
doesn't.
in camp.
Yeah, he doesn't recommend being anywhere near the camp.
I say we travel for a couple hours and then rest.
Yeah.
Can
kinda.
we go rest at the Wizards of Wine winery? That's sort of
Ready.
on the way.
It's not really
it's
on the
not.
way. It's actually kind of past it, but
Where else is more on the way?
I mean,
no-
aren't we going off this map?
no.
Want to close that door?
Oh, what the hell happened to my roll 20 here?
Because it said Mount Gackus, and then there's an arrow.
No, that's pointing to the peak.
Oh,
That
okay.
whole white area at the bottom is Mount Gackus.
Got it. All right. I thought it was its own map or something.
Nope.
Mountain Galifianakis.
I guess I would say what's more on the way.
You guys, well, I mean, anywhere is within walking distance by the end of the day, pretty much, except unless you go into the mountains.
Just want to go to Valaki? Does it matter?
Or do you want to go to Argynvost?
No, we don't need to go there.
Why?
We just need to go somewhere to rest.
Well,
Yeah,
Argynvost
whatever's the
will-
closest, I vote for that.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with where we are on the map anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where we are anyway.
You're on well, you're
That's
just
why I'm-
outside of Valaki. The Vistani
Oh, we are
encampments.
at Valaki?
I mean,
You're just outside
wa-
of it. The Vistani encampment's just
What's
west of Valaki.
what's this right
Okay.
there? I can't read that.
Berez?
Berez, you
Yeah.
haven't been to.
We haven't been there. I
That's
ain't going
supposedly
there.
where the witch.
Babala Saga or whatever.
Exactly, the one that.
If
stole
we're
it.
that close to Valaki, I say let's just go back to Valaki.
Yeah, I guess
Sure.
that's fine.
I didn't realize we were that close.
Where do you plan to stay in Valaki? Again, the Blue Water Inn is
The
mostly
church?
burnt up.
The church.
Church would be a place you could stay, probably. still consecrated. So, yeah. So you head back into town, and they let you back in. Obviously, no questions asked. And I thought you were
Better.
leaving.
Yeah. Try asking a question. See how that goes.
No,
Right.
they aren't too likely to bother you. No, I mean, as far as they're concerned, you guys are still like the heroes of the town, so they're not going to give you any problems. The townspeople don't especially like Vistani, so you don't have to worry about that as much. So if you want to head back to the church, you're able to go in there.
Yep.
Yeska is still kind of cleaning things up, but he lets you in, and you spend the night there then. So if you guys want to take a long rest, certainly
Yes.
do so.
I would love to.
Yeah, I need to regain my one spell that I burned.
I need all my hit points back.
Well, yeah, that too, but
I was down to 20 hit points.
I was down to 14.
Yeah.
I was just trying to block entry from all those dudes. That was my main goal.
You did good.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did that.
That worked pretty effectively. You did a little bit more than block them.
right.
Yeah, let's see.
So in the morning, are you ready to go? I'm gonna ask. Whatever his name is now.
Casimir, yeah, sure. He's ready and willing to go. And he kind of looks down at Piddlewick and says, "Are you taking that?"
Yes.
Piddlewick kind of
course.
looks up at him and
I'm
opens
gonna
his
lift
mouth.
up Piddlewick and put him on my shoulders again.
Okay, Piddlewick claps his hands.
I feel like the duo of the half orc and the little mechanical
Yeah, it's Master Blaster.
guy
I tell
is
you, man.
really awesome.
That is Master Blaster. Okay. So now it's the beginning of the day, so you guys figure you should be able to make it before dark, assuming you don't have any mishaps along the way. So you guys are leaving town. Are you going to just stick to the main road, or are you going to try to avoid the encampment, or do anything along those lines, or what's your plan?
One question, like with Piddlewick, I mean, do we have to refill his darts or something? You know what I mean? I mean, can we buy darts is there like a door on him so you can like reload them or something? Or is it magical? They like magically appear or something?
Those are all good questions to which you don't have answers.
Okay. I was just thinking that he might run out of darts eventually, you know. But anyway.
Well,
he
I
doesn't-
think we should skirt the encampment.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
I think we should just take the road. I don't care.
Okay.
The encampment is off the main road, but it definitely.
Well, that's fine. Let's do the main road then.
Okay. So you're just gonna walk past the road with them there.
Yep.
Okay. You are not actually accosted. And
Yeah, they know better.
you don't see any Vistani in the vicinity, and you don't hear anything in the direction of the camp. Don't see any smoke or fire or anything that would indicate that the fires in the tent burned out of control or anything like that. So, so you move along over the crossroads and through the woods to grandmother's house, making for the Raven crossroads. And you reach that actually without any incident. And then the road to Tsolenka Pass heads south, and you have not yet traveled on this road, so it's something new for you.
All right.
So it's been probably. First you're going through the Svalich Woods, and it's pretty similar to the old Svalich Road in terms of terrain. Once you emerge from the woods, then you start to get into the mountain areas. The immediate area kind of skirts the wood on one side, and you're still fairly low to the ground. There's not a great change in elevation, so you manage to make some fairly decent time. Once you take this dog hook, then it starts to climb, and the temperature starts to drop pretty rapidly. Again, Barovia is always overcast, but now you actually see what looks like some kind of a storm starting to brew up, and Rain starts to fall, which turns to ice, which turns to snow pretty rapidly. And you guys are pretty glad that you bought those extra cold clothes because otherwise,
kind of like today in Wisconsin.
yeah, not too different actually. Actually, except that it's a lot colder. But yeah, you guys would be suffering under extreme cold conditions, which would basically require Constitution saves. Otherwise, you gain levels of exhaustion. But in your cold weather gear, you're not too bothered. Just kind of clap your hands a bit and your arms, and you manage to stay warm. And the path goes up, and then starts skirting along this ridge that kind of goes between the highest peaks of the mountains. Until, oops, I just stretched you guys out there. And you start to approach the peak itself. And let me pull that up here. Tsolenka Pass. Yeah, there are several times when you hear kind of wild cries off in the distance, which might be things like a bobcat or other mountainous creatures, but you don't see anything through the snow. The snow now has gotten thick enough when the wind kind of whips it around that you basically kind of have a length of vision of only about 100 feet or so. So it's pretty dense, but you're walking along a shelf of rock on which the mountain road is clinging. It's pretty narrow. To your left, icy cliffs rise sharply towards dark roiling clouds, except that it's mainly covered in snow right now. To your right, the ground falls away into a sea of blowing fog. Ahead, through the wind and snow, you see a high wall of black stone lined with spikes and topped by statues of demonic vultures with horned heads. Set in the center of the wall is a closed iron portcullis, behind which burns a curtain of green flame. On the other side of the dark wall, gripping the mountain's edge, is a guard tower of white stone topped by golden statues of mighty warriors. And I'm going to move you guys actually to a map of Tsolenka Pass. This is another bigger map, but you guys are located at the bottom.
Ow.
So that's where you are, and you can kind of see a side view there of what it looks like as you're approaching it head on the left.
Well, that looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it's obviously very old architecture and pretty gothic looking.
I walk up.
Okay, you guys approach, and is everyone to follow?
Of course.
Sure.
Why don't you guys go ahead and move yourselves up to where you wish to be. And the portcullis itself, Adrian, so as you approach, is that where you stop?
Yes.
Okay. You approach and then stop. Nothing appears to happen around. The
How
statues
tall is
of these. The gatehouse is 30 feet high. The adjoining walls are 20 feet high and lined with stone spikes. And you can kind of see how the wall there on the left goes up to the mountainside and then kind of plunges right over the cliff.
I'm assuming the portcullis is closed.
Currently it is, yes.
Is it dim/dark?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Maybe you have to get closer.
I'll do it if nobody else wants to. I'm going to walk right there because I want to.
Okay. Well, as you take a 5-foot step forward, actually, basically once you're within 10 feet of the portcullis, you see it actually start to raise with a shriek of metal on metal. But it
Oh, cool.
starts to raise up on its own. You don't see any person or thing turning the winch to make this thing rise. It's kind of like the gates of Barovia, if you remember those. But it starts to rise up slowly, and it locks itself into place at the top. So it's beyond, at the other side, 10 feet, you see this curtain of green flame completely filling the other entrance, or the other exit to the gatehouse.
So we want to go through the flame, or do we want to go over? We got lots of rope.
Can't you teleport?
Yeah, I mean,
Not in dim. It's not dim. Not dark enough.
Yeah.
I can just get to the other side.
How?
Misty Step.
Oh.
But you have to be able to see it, don't you?
Yeah, but it's a portcullis, right? Can't you just look?
No, other side of the green flame. Is the green
I can't
flame?
just see the other side through the green flame.
You can see, yeah. You could target a spell on the other side of the. Yes, it's not. You have line of sight to the other side. It's like a translucent green flame flickering. It doesn't allow you to see very clearly, but.
Is it hot?
You
Probably have to
where
get
you're
closer.
standing right now, you can't really tell.
All right. I'm gonna move up there and see.
Okay. You approach and you can tell, yes, this thing does seem to be actually emitting heat.
Okay.
It does feel like you would take a fairly serious amount of damage if you were to walk through it, if it was fire.
So I kind of look to see if there's any switch or anything on the walls of this area.
You detect no mechanical means or magical means of turning this flame on or off. And actually, after a minute, the portcullis starts to come back down again.
Okay, I'll back out
Okay.
to there.
I'm gonna ask Casimir what we should do.
He thinks for a minute, and you should do as I do. And he strides purposely forward towards the flames.
Okay.
So
And,
the thing
I'll
opened
follow
up
him.
again and everything, and just
yeah, as he
basically
approaches back, the portcullis raises again, and he strides forward,
just walks right through it.
steps towards it, and steps through the flame. As he does, you see him writhe in agony, and he takes 34 points of fire damage, and
Jesus.
almost drops to the ground dead. But
Can I climb the wall?
if you wish to.
You have pittance.
Yeah.
I have a grappling hook you can use.
I mean, like along here in the diagram or in the picture.
Yeah. I'll try it.
Sure. Yeah. If you want to try using rope, there's spikes at the top. You could try and lasso if you want, or
Yeah.
This like guardian thing.
there's
I'm not too worried about falling. I can fall 50 feet and not take any damage.
I'm gonna go over there.
You're going to Misty Step through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you miss a step above and lower a rope?
Well, you already did that. The moment
Yep.
you appear on the other side, the two statues atop this archway.
Casimir's already on the other side. Did that not happen when he?
No, it did not. The moment you bypass the green flame, the
Oh.
two guardians animate, and they actually are. Let me get them over here. Basically, they're these vulture-like creatures that are kind of demonic-looking, and they attack you. They animate and they move to attack. So I'm going to go to initiative again.
All right.
So it doesn't like when you don't go through the green flame,
Nope.
Evidently.
as it turns out.
No, it don't. It only likes it if you don't go through the green flame. If you try to bypass it. Oh, that sucked.
Good, so did all of our rolls.
There, that's better.
We'll have to roll for Casimir and
Yes.
Piddlewick as well.
I'll do that. And... Wow. Okay. Holy crap, Piddlewick.
Piddlewick's a beast.
Yeah. Well, Casimir's not much. All right. So, yeah, it looks like actually they go first. Okay, so Piddlewick actually looks up, sees these things, and he opens his mouth, fires off a dart, but it sails off into the distance beyond and missed it. Casimir, who's like barely on, you see he has got burns over most of his body, but he is still in the game, so to speak. He casts a spell, and you see him rise up into the air. Basically, he's flying. He casts fly on himself.
All right.
He moves. Basically, he flies over the whole thing and lands on this side by you guys. Between them. All right, so then that leaves the Vrox. Oh, did I just give away what they were? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. How far away from you guys is he? The Varrock flutters to the ground right in front of you, Adrin. And
But I didn't bypass the flame.
no, he's trying to. He's actually not attacking you specifically. He wants to get you guys within 20 feet of him, and he emits this horrific shriek. Basically, everyone within 20 feet needs to make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
Damn it, that includes me.
Yeah, and that's like my worst.
So +2. +2.
I hate this game.
Oh,
So-
jeez.
Jesus. Well, everybody gets +2 though, so
From
for
what?
what it's worth.
What's the +2 from?
My pallet, because I'm a 8th level paladin.
Oh, because you're
everybody within 10 feet of me gets my.
Oh, I don't
charisma
get it.
bonus.
I'm not within 10 feet
Oh,
of you.
sorry, +3. +3 is my current bonus.
Yeah, everyone except basically everyone on the other side of the gate from Josh.
If you're within 10 feet of me, you get a +3 on your die roll.
Well,
Okay.
So I missed it by one, or I could.
Did you
spend
add
my-
your +3?
Well, I rolled a 10, or I
Well, you
could-
can still use your advantage if you want.
my inspiration. Yeah.
Well,
I'll
if
do
you got a
that.
+3, you'd get 13.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was 14.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's DC 14. So yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, that would not quite make it. But if you use your advantage or your inspiration, then you'd be able to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so Adrin and Rowan, you guys are not affected. The rest of you, you're all stunned, which means you're
I am
incapacitated,
stunned.
can't move, and can speak only falteringly. You automatically fail strength and dex saving throws, and attack rolls against you have advantage. So,
How long does that last? Just a round?
you don't know.
Yeah.
Lasts until I say so. But in the meantime, that was that Varrock's action. So Adrin is up.
Well, I'm going to punch whack the crap out of it.
Okay. Are you using
Hits.
your short sword? Okay. All right. Its AC is 15, so both those definitely hit.
I am going to spend a key point and go. On the defensive.
Okay. So 22 damage on the Vrock. Cletus, you are stunned. Rowan, you are not. What would you like to do?
Well, I was gonna go through the flames, but there's nothing over there, so I think I'll wait. Let me see. I'm gonna. Where's. Will that cure the stun?
That
If
would
I
remove.
do
Yeah,
that
that
on Clytus?
yeah, it's stunned as a condition, so that definitely would remove the stun condition.
Yay.
And I do that on Clytus.
Okay, Cletus, you're no longer stunned.
Yay.
And as of right now, you really can't move anywhere. Well, you could move through Cletus, I guess, but then you'd get an attack of opportunity from the Rock.
Or no, I'll stay where I'm at this point.
Actually, Casimir would not be where he's standing because, well, no, he's flying. That's right. Oh, but wait, crap! He failed his save. He's not unconscious.
Well, how high up in the air was he?
Well, no, he's not unconscious. I mean, if you lose consciousness when you're flying in 5th edition, you do actually fall, unlike previous editions. But he didn't lose consciousness. He's just kind of now.
Right.
He's just.
But if he was, how high up in the air was he? Did he even have to make the save?
No, he flew down basically to be close to you guys, so he was kind of at
Okay.
the same level you were. So anyway, yeah, so he doesn't drop, but he's just kind of floating along. All right, so that is Rowan. The other Vrock, he flaps down, lands next to Jugs, and instead of shrieking, he oh crap! I completely forgot something else. All you guys that are back in the area. Okay, everyone within 15 feet of that Vrock that landed, I guess, which would be everybody.
Except me.
Except for
now
Jugs.
I am.
Well, now Jugs as well with this other Vrock. There's a separate. These spores emit from its body in a 15-foot radius. So there's another DC 14 Constitution saving throw you need to make.
But we're immune to that.
What?
What?
You're not
It's
immune
worth
to
a
anything.
shot. Damn it.
Okay. And
I'm gonna use my advantage.
No, you don't have to. You're within. Oh, never mind. You're way the hell over there.
Well, you guys had to do it sooner than me, but now
right,
I have to
it's
do
the same, yeah. Oh, I guess Piddlewick doesn't need to make this save because he doesn't smell. He can't be poisoned as a construct either. So, Casimir made it. Okay, so it's basically just Rowan.
Just Rowan.
Okay,
Yeah.
you are poisoned.
Yay.
So you take 6 hit points of damage, poison damage.
15?
No, 6 points of poison damage.
Oh, 6. Okay.
So while you're within 15 feet of it, and I'll put a halo up here. If you start your turn within 15 feet, you need to make that save every time.
Okay.
So let me get this noxious green. Oops. There you go. And I'll do the same for this guy. Come on. Then we can remember. Okay. All right. So in any case, he flapped down, and he didn't need to do an action for the spores. They just actually, let me double check on that. It has a recharge amount, so perhaps that's something that it does emit. No, that is actually an. Okay. That's listed as an action. That's not an automatic thing.
Oh, so
It wouldn't have done it to everybody else. So in any
But I
case,
made my save.
yeah. Rowan, you can add that back.
6 back. Okay.
Yeah, since you're not within the 15-foot radius of the second one, so it actually needs to do that as an action. So,
did the second one by me do that as an
yeah,
action?
that was his action. We'll say that was his action. And so he lands next to you, emits some stinky, and I won't leave that effect up since it's not permanent. Okay, so that was his turn, and it's now Jug's turn.
I'm stunned.
Did you fail your save?
I failed that save.
The shrieking save? Okay.
The shriek.
So you're stunned. Okay. Then it would go on to Pedalwick. Okay. He was stunned. Casimir is stunned. Back to the Vrock. Okay. Now all you guys who are stunned, you can make another save. No, actually, you don't even need to do that. And stunned until the end of the Vrock's next turn. So
Right.
after he acts, you won't be stunned. So he's just going to rip into Adrin.
He's at disadvantage.
Are you stunned?
No, he's blocking.
I spent that key point to be on patient defense.
Gotcha. Okay. So he needs to make a disadvantage attack roll. He attacks with beak and his talons. Beak attack. Ooh, not good. 8 would not hit. Good thing for the disadvantage. Again. Oh, very good. He would have gotten a natural 20 except for the disadvantage, so he otherwise only gets 11.
Good call on that key point.
Yes,
Yeah,
that paid
smart.
off. All right, so that was his turn. Now all you guys who were stunned are no longer stunned, and it's Adrin's turn.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I'm going to hit him again with my short swords.
First hits, second does not.
And I'm going to go ahead and spend that key point again.
Okay. To go to go defense?
Yeah, to go patient defense.
Gotcha. Okay, so one of the sword hits connects. And Clytus, you're up.
Okay.
You may want to fix your hit points, Clytus.
Oh,
Yeah, you're down too.
there we go. So we got back that temporary damage?
Yeah, we did a long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then I run up here and I whack him.
Is the portcullis closed?
Yes. Oh, actually, as you run up, Clytus, it starts to raise again.
Okay.
So
Well-
you could flank him.
Okay. Then I will flank him.
You do remember that after a minute, the portcullis shut again, and that would eliminate your flanking bonus once it dropped.
Yeah, but that's a minute.
Okay.
A minute
won't be-
battle time is...
Yeah, a minute
Yeah.
battle time's a ways, but yes.
He won't be alive that long.
Oh, you think so, huh?
There we go.
Whoa,
geez.
God.
You didn't even need advantage.
Oh, Vrock Stew coming up.
31? Damn.
Ouch. Okay, yeah, he's still up, but that hurt.
Hold on. I'm going to also use my Divine Smite.
Oh.
Is he a fiend?
He is indeed a fiend.
So he will take 3d8 additional damage.
Oh.
Let's see.
He is a demon.
He's a fucking demon.
I'm a fucking demon.
Hopefully he'll be dead. There's 10 more.
I'm gonna get my
golf
my
club?
driver out.
Yeah. Get the golf club out. I'm a fucking demon.
I want to fight a Golgothan shit demon.
Someday. The night is young. Okay, yes, your holy damage did do some additional damage to him. Rowan.
All right.
Dirty, filthy
I'm
bird.
gonna-
You dirty bird. You're being attacked by a life-size Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
Dirty birdie.
Alright, I'm going to cast that
Oh.
and
Let me get some water.
make a giant mace, and I'm going to put it right here
Okay, let me find my.
across from. Does
Jugs.
Jugs get flanking for that or no?
No,
I
I would
create-
say no. It would not
No?
provide a flanking
Alright.
bonus. But let's see. I just want to get it to be the right size. Let me give it to you. Controlled by Daisy. All right, there you go. Put it where you want. Where did you want it to appear?
Where is it?
It's right down here.
Yeah. I gotta scroll up. Right there.
Okay, flanking the other rock. Okay. So go ahead. See. Oh, you rolled for it. It's 19 would definitely hit, so it does 5 force damage to it.
Yeah.
Let me see something here. I'm going to rule that even though this was created by a spell, it's not doing magical damage, so its resistance doesn't apply. So it takes the full 5. Okay. Oh yeah, and it was wounded
So
already.
force damage isn't magical?
No, well, I don't
feel
know.
like it would be like bludgeoning or something if it was non-magical.
That's true.
But force is a magic.
Yeah, actually, this would be like a magic missile type of thing. Now that I think about it, if it was bludgeoning, it would be different. But okay, so we'll.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll reverse my own decision and say that it takes half that. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So that was you. Any movement? You still got a rock in front of you.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
if I move out of that square, I'm gonna get attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah,
So,
we've moved on to the next.
Unless you
rock
move forward one anyway, but yeah.
Okay, so the other Vrock is going to attack Jugs with his beak and talons. And he's not disadvantaged, but he still rolls like crap. 12, I'm sure, does not hit you.
Nope.
That's a little better. 17?
I'll cast shield on myself.
So 17 would miss then?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you've got shield up until the end of your, or beginning of your next turn.
If you want me to roll on the table, you can.
That way you can get invulnerability.
Oh, you did your Tides of Chaos, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll. Let's see what comes up this time. I got
He's just waiting.
I gotta bookmark this page.
He's gonna turn into an iron golem.
Yeah. No doubt.
Not the way I've been rolling today.
I need to put this in here, so.
5. Uh-oh.
Oh, 5. Wow, that is.
Oh, you.
A medium. Excuse me. A
You win this time.
Okay. Hang on. I gotta see if. Hang on. I gotta see if I can find them. Oh my god, how am I gonna find
You
this?
win this time.
Oh, come on. All right, if you guys can bear with me a second, I have to look something up for this thing that appears. I have to go to Google Images for this thing. Yeah, that'll work. Oh yeah, cool. It's even a transparent one. Okay, let me see if I can do this. All right. Well, he's not that big.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So a Modron appears within 5 feet of you. It's basically a denizen of Mechanus, the plane of Mechanus.
You know, the spherical dudes with the
But wait.
clockwork obsession. You saw them in my campaign at one point.
How would
It was
this
like
work?
the first dungeon we went in, right?
Yeah.
How would this work though in Barovia?
That's a good question.
All right. Well, I'm going to rule that there was a Modron trapped in the elemental plane for some reason, and you just summoned him. He
Perfect.
appears looking really confused. Like, what the hell just happened? Almost as confused as you. All right. And how long does he stay there?
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. So until the portcullis falls. All right. That's just bizarre. Oh, I can't type here. I guess I might as well add a turn for him. We'll say he goes after you. Okay. So anyway, and it's actually your turn, Jugs.
I am going to cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
Okay. You are now greater invisible.
And I'm going to move away.
Okay, it doesn't appear to track you as you move away. Note that that's actually a pretty steep slope. You would need to make a climb check to scale that.
Would I be able to go between them and go down the path, or no?
Yeah, you could if you want to make a stealth check to see if it detects you as you pass by it.
Okay.
Do your sneaky. Well, it rolled pretty crappy in its perception check, so it did not detect you. Or react. At least it didn't react.
So, right about there, probably 5, 10, 15, 20-ish. That's about 20 or so from where I was, so good enough.
Okay, hang on here. I've got to look up the stats for Modron. It's actually not in the compendium, so... Oh, let's see. That's a race.
Well, it says a Modron chosen and controlled by the DM, so you can choose a different.
No, I know. Type. Yeah, it's not. I just got to find the.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang
on. Can you see it with my my account, Paul? I can send you the D&D Beyond link if you want.
Is it in the Monstrous Manual or the Monster?
Yeah, it's in the regular Monster Manual.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hang on. I can look it up.
You want that?
No, I can look it up then.
Okay.
I was trying to find it online and I was being lazy.
I wonder if does my account help you guys do DM work too, or no?
It would have to be kind of set up for it, I think.
I shared all my content. You guys should be able to see all of my stuff.
Yeah, well, you have access to all the stuff that you did.
Yeah, so all the Monster Manual stuff, everything.
All right, so he's just a monodrone, so he's okay. I've got the stats up now. All right, so what can he do here? Animate mind. Oh, come on.
He can run into the green flame.
That's true.
Help!
All right, so he's actually got a dagger. Yeah, so he sees this Vrock in front of him, and he's lawful neutral. He doesn't like chaotic evil Vrock, so he's going to attack it. Well, he got a 17, which actually hits, so he does...
Wow.
2 piercing damage on the Vrock.
Nice.
Keep going, little buddy.
All right. And Piddlewick, he's going to shoot his dart at the Vrock in front of Adrin. Whoa, Piddlewick! Well over 20.
Oh wow.
And Vrock makes a save. Fails his save. Alright, Vrock takes 8 points of poison damage. Casimir, he's no longer unconscious. Or actually, he never was.
No,
There was.
stunned.
Yeah.
Was stunned, but
Right. He's pretty badly hurt. He doesn't really want to get in the line of fire directly, but he can do a magic missile. He'll do a magic missile on the Vrock. Oh, but no, well, yeah, that's about all. He doesn't have a ranged weapon, so he'll do that. He saw that the magic does less damage, but he doesn't want to jump right in, so half of that. So he does 5 reduced damage with the magic missile. Okay, Vrock's looking pretty hurt, and it's up next. So he can't shriek again. His spores haven't recharged, so he's basically down to just rending at Adrin right there in front of him.
He's at disadvantage.
Oh, he's still disadvantaged. Actually, then he may, if you're defending yourself pretty well, he may turn on Rowan since he's right there too. So he'll do the beak and talons on Rowan.
Sorry, Rowan.
it's all right. I got a lot of hit points.
12 probably doesn't hit you anyway, but
Nope.
23 I'm sure does.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. So 3 18 points of damage from the talons.
All right.
And that's his turn. Adrin is up.
I will whack.
Whack. Whack-a-brock.
2 hits.
Yep.
17.
17 points is exactly what he had left. He actually crumbles into a pile of stone dust.
Suck it, Brock.
Squawk. You can still move if you wish. The portcullis is still up.
What to do? So when Casimir moved through, could I nimbly move through the fire? Is it a reflexy kind of thing?
It doesn't appear that you could make it through there without taking some sort of damage.
But I guess is it a reflex thing or is it a constitution thing?
There was no saving throw involved, no.
Oh.
It's a big damage thing.
Yeah.
It's a take damage.
It's a flamey, burny kind of thing.
So, screw it. I'm gonna stay right where I am.
Okay. Clytus, you're up next. You're already past the portcullis, but not close enough to the flames to catch on fire.
I'm gonna run through the flames and
Run to the flames!
hit the rock.
Run like a duck.
Run through the flames.
Yes, so let's see. You will take, without save, this much damage.
What's my save?
There is no save.
Oh, well.
You take 42 points of fire damage.
And I like it.
But you make it through the flames.
Alright, well, I touch myself because I'm not going to be able to survive much for the rest of my daily touching. And then I'm...
For the rest of my daily touching. That sounds dirty.
He has a prescribed number of times he has to touch himself every day.
Then I am done.
Okay. Next up would be Rowan.
So I have the spiritual weapon going, and
Yes.
do I have to make another attack roll then? So just basically cast it again? right?
Well, you can
I
click on
don't.
it.
I don't cast it, but I can click on it.
If you
Right.
wish to do an automatic attack roll with its stats, yes, that's how you do
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
9 is not enough.
No.
But you're basically still concentrating, so you can actually act.
Yeah, that's not a concentration spell, so I looked that up earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's actually surprising.
It wasn't. It wasn't checked in there.
I do not trust. Do not trust Roll20.
Yeah, I'm checking the book right now.
I'll run through there too, and get to there.
Really?
I guess.
It's not concentration.
Yeah, apparently not. I would have thought it would be because you're kind of controlling it. Weird. Not that we're complaining because everything is. So you're gonna run through the flames too?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. So you will take 36 points of fire damage.
All right.
All right. And so now the Vrock. It's the Vrock's turn. Yikes. He's not liking this. Having all these opponents on him. And he can't really move many places. He's going to flap over here. No, that would draw an opportunity attack from the Modron. And, the spiritual weapon doesn't really threaten. I guess he's going to have to stick where he is. Which opponent to choose? Rowan. He's going to attack you.
All right.
And again, he hasn't recharged his other ability, so he's just going to do the Beak and Talons. Beak misses again. 15 hit you?
No.
Okay, so you dodge out of the way of his talons, and that's all he can do. Jugs is up. You're still greater invisible, if I recall.
Yep. So I will cast a firebolt at him.
At the Vrock.
Yep.
Okay, definitely hits. He does take half damage from the firebolt.
Oh. And then I'll move over here. Just to change my location.
Okay, then the Modron's up. He is going to... Oh, let's see. Oh, he's got a javelin, apparently. He appeared to happen to be carrying a javelin around the ethereal plane with him. So he makes a melee attack with that, but does not hit the Vrock. Fiddlewick will it's kind of not really close range for him, so he's he walks up to the curtain of green flame, but then stops and looks at it and kind of shakes his head. Like, I'm not going through that. Casimir flies up on top of the place where the Vrock was standing, or appeared first, I should say, and does another magic missile. Doing 3 points of damage to the Vrock, which is still up. Vrock 1 is dead. Adrin.
Let's try climbing.
All right, just make a climb check. Athletics, I should say.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics. Oh!
I don't.
Okay, you fail to climb the surface. You don't take any damage, but you make no progress. Clytus.
Yay! I'm gonna see if I can whack it to death.
Oh yeah!
Nice.
They both
Both
hit?
hit. Both hit. I think he's going down this round. Oh yeah! He had 9 hit points left. He also, with a repulsive shriek, crumbles into a pile of stone dust. reverts back to the stone form, but in pieces.
Before my invisibility goes away, can I open this door and look in?
Sure.
While still invisible?
Yes.
Okay.
27 more rocks.
Cold hearth stands across from the door, wind howling down its chimney. A stone staircase is on the south wall. 3 windows look out over a foggy sea.
All you see is the door open. You don't see me.
Yeah. What do you guys plan to do?
Okay.
Casimir. Casimir can carry Piddlewick across, but the rest of you guys, I don't know if he could carry when you're flying. Can you carry somebody with you?
Man, what about this other thing that's like in front of me? Is that gonna attack me next? Or
it only hangs around for a minute. So, were you planning on talking to it or interacting with it?
no?
Okay. It chatters something incomprehensible, and after the minute's done, it vanishes.
No. Wonder if Piddlewick could have talked to it.
There were some certain. Let's see. It could carry. It depends on its carrying capacity.
Well, can he help Piddlewick across? And
He
then
can definitely
Adrin's
get
the only one left.
Yeah, he could definitely help Piddlewick across. In fact,
need to heal myself.
As far as
Well, if he could drop, I hand him a rope. He can drop a rope, and then it'll help me climb up.
Yes, that would certainly work. So you guys, over like the course of 10 minutes or so, managed to work with the rope and get Adrin over too, as well as Piddlewick.
All right.
So you guys are on the other side. Jugs, your greater invisibility would have worn off by then.
Yeah.
So what did you want to do? You do all notice that door is open, and I'm assuming, Jugs, you mentioned that you opened it.
Yep, I didn't close it or anything. I just left it.
I'll go.
Oh, crapola. All right. Well, this would have... Okay. Missed this part. The tower door is made of iron-bound wood and barred from within. A character can force open the door with a successful DC 22 strength athletics check. Jugs, you might have been able to do it, though. So I'm just going to say that you're strong.
I have a +5 to athletics.
Yeah,
so
I would say that eventually you would have pounded that open just out of pure determination. So I always forget that you're a half-orc sorcerer.
Yeah. It's very confusing.
Yeah. So the door is open, and there appears to be a stairs going up. Casimir definitely says he could use some healing if any of you guys have that capability.
Sure.
He's down to 6 hit points.
I'll go
You
ahead
want
and
me
give him
to?
2 wounds. I'll give him 1.
7. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good, or does he need another one? I can do it too.
Yeah, I'll show you his... I thought I showed that. His bars. Okay, hang on. There. Now you can see how much health he's got. So, yeah, he's still pretty badly banged up. But he'll take whatever you guys have on offer.
11.
I walked in with Adrin if anything happens. I made my decision already.
Okay. Yeah, there's you get into the room and look around. There's nothing that's really of note. There's the fireplace and the stairs going up.
I'll go upstairs.
Okay. That'll take you to the next tier, which is up and to the right. Let me get that shown here. And that room... the upper level of this tower is an icebox with windows set in almost every wall. A rusted iron ladder bolted to the floor and ceiling leads up to a wooden trapdoor. Mounted above the stone hearth is a dire wolf's head. The wind coming down the chimney howls in its stead.
Look around. Anything there?
Nope. Just a fireplace and a stuffed dire wolf head. And a trapdoor.
Is it like open on the left side there? Where there's like not a connection on the wall?
It looks like might be.
I will go up the ladder.
All right, there's a trapdoor at the top of the ladder. Let me see if there's anything. Doesn't appear to be anything blocking it or locking it, so if you wish to raise it, you should be able to do so.
I will do that.
Okay. You raise it up, and atop that, you reveal the top level of the tower.
8 more rocks up there.
Not rocks, but 10-foot-tall gold-plated statues stand atop the battlements, facing outward. Each one depicts a female human knight holding a lance. The cold wind stirs the snow, under which you see human skeletons clad in rusty mail.
Well, I think that might have been stabbed with lances.
Do you want to search the skeletons?
Oh, yeah, why not?
Okay. You search. It doesn't look like the skeletons. They just have tattered bits of cloth, broken longswords and arrows, rusted blades and ruined sheaths, and rusty chainmail. It doesn't look like they died through violence, though. Not that you can see, anyway.
Well, this is interesting.
The statues do not. The gold-plated statues do not move while you're up there.
All right, I go back down.
But as you're about to head down, you hear echoing through the entire pass this monstrously loud echoing, and somewhere beyond your vision through the swirling snow, you hear like the beating of enormous wings.
Dudes, enormous wings, dudes.
Stay inside.
Yeah, let's get in this tower and close that damn door.
Okay. So you guys retreat into the tower.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna go down yet. If I can't see anything, I'm gonna wait and see if I can spot something, and then I'll go down.
Okay, yeah, you hang around for a second. You see what might be. You really can't make anything out. It seems like a very large area of the snow kind of darkens for a bit as something flies by, extremely huge and extremely fast. But you can't make out what it is.
Maybe it's Argynvost. Yeah.
I will go down. And
it's at least
tell people what I
gargantuan
saw.
in size. Whatever it is, it's at least gargantuan in size.
At least.
Well, that sounds great. I'm all for us fighting something gargantuan.
That sounds exactly like what we wanted to fight.
Yep.
So what do you guys want to do?
All right.
Do you want to try and hold up for the night, or are you going to press onward?
What time of day is it?
Right now, you set off pretty much right at dawn or so, so it'd be probably close to noon, or you think thereabouts. You've been on the road for about 4 or 5 hours. So early afternoon.
So do you want... I guess as a group, so I don't know who casts spells, but do you want to wait before we go, before the gargantuan thing kills us? This is a place where we could probably rest in peace, theoretically.
Yeah,
or
I'd be
rest in
okay
peace.
with trying to rest in peace here. We could build a little fire, maybe.
Yeah, you could. If you're not going to take a long rest here, then well, you can only. Yeah, you'd have to wait until the next day anyway. Then.
Yeah.
Taking an hour though, Casimir doesn't think that would delay getting to the Amber Temple before dark. Again, unless something else happens.
You guys, I can go. I didn't
mean,
get hit at all. So
I can go.
A short rest doesn't do me any good. So
Okay.
I mean, I'm able to go. I only casted 2 spells, so.
I mean, I can cast more healing spells. Those, are. I have 2 more first level slots I can burn off here.
Yeah, let's press
well,
onward.
you guys want to go?
All right.
All right.
So you guys make your way along the bridge, or along the ridge, excuse me, towards the bridge. And as you approach the archway leading to the bridge, the snowy pass comes to a gorge spanned by a stone bridge. At each end of the bridge is a 30-foot tall, 30-foot wide stone arch. Atop each one are 2 statues of armored knights on horseback with lances, charging toward one another. The wind bites and howls like wolves as it passes through the gorge. So how did you guys want to proceed?
Is there a portcullis on this too, or just?
This one does not appear to have a portcullis. It just has an archway with these 2 horseman guys on top of it.
I'm willing to go look through these archways if everybody else. Let me do that first.
Yeah.
Walk right up to here and look into the.
Okay. It looks like there are empty guard posts on each side. They provide some protection against the howling wind, but otherwise they look like they're empty.
Paul, you want to add that to 17 points to what's his name?
To Casimir?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, he'll gladly take it. He thanks you profusely.
I can take the dash action and get across to the other side in one round. You guys want to let me do that, or do you want to go together, or?
Maybe you could try it first.
I will do that.
All right. What's your dashing speed when you do that?
100.
Okay. Well, don't put yourself on the other side immediately. So you start running across. The low walls that enclose the stone bridge have fallen away in a couple of places, but the bridge appears to be intact. A black-cloaked rider on a charcoal-colored horse guards the middle of the bridge.
Oh, well, duh. I would have saw that here, right?
Well, it was hard to see through the snow. Basically, you have really a vision range of 100 feet, and that's kind of towards the end of it. But, yeah, as soon as you start running out, it becomes clear, so you would be able to stop your approach if you want.
So how far would you say I would go before I could spot him?
Pretty much within 10 feet of getting to the bridge. And yeah, as you get closer, it appears to be Strahd himself.
Yeah.
He's riding on his.
Yell back, "Hey, dudes!" It's Strahd.
Let's get on up by him, I guess.
So I say hi, and I said, my friend has a sword he wants to give you.
Okay, the figure does not respond or move in any way except for his cloak flapping in the breeze.
He's doing the Luke Skywalker thing.
Yeah, well, he's not turned away from you. Is everyone else staying back by the bridge? Or?
I moved kind of up.
Is it? I guess my question is everyone where they plan to be?
I'm where I plan to be.
Okay.
I'm where I plan to be.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Get right next to Jugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the figure does not speak or move towards you. Just stands there or sits on top of this horse staring at you intently. You can't really make out much of his face.
I take a 5-foot step forward.
Can I shoot a firebolt at it?
If you wish.
Sure, why not?
I wish.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Okay. You hit Strahd von Zarevich, and he dissipates in like ash in the wind. And at the same time, you again hear that tremendous "Rah!" and swooping down out of the whirling snow, you see the absolute largest bird you've ever seen in your life. This thing is massive, gargantuan in fact, and it swoops down towards Adrin on the bridge. And that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight.
No! God damn it! No!
Adrin the mouse.
Yeah.
Running through the field.
Strahd is gone. So we actually got further than I thought we would. So to give you guys a little bit of a fighting chance, and I'm going to say that this happened pretty much right after you defeated the Vrox. Go ahead and
While
level
we were
up.
playing around in that house.
Yeah, while you're playing around, playing Dollhouse, go ahead and level up to the next level, so you'll be
Oh my
a
god.
little bit more prepared for what's facing you next, because you're gonna need it.
All right.
Great.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in 3 weeks. We're back to our normal 3-week rotation, so we'll
All right.
see you then.
All right, here's my plan. I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians. I'm gonna hop on that fucking thing, and then he'll just die.
Yeah, sure he will. He'll shake you
I
off.
think it's a great idea.
That's a great plan. I'm proud to be a part of it.
All right.
my
Good night,
God.
everybody.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.